Before we begin our problems, let's have a quick rundown with the definitions. These 2 points are called the focus points. These 2 dashes are called the branches, which is right before the focus points. These 2 are the vertex points, between that is the center, and this is the transverse axis. This is what we use for our problem, standard form for horizontal and vertical. And just in case we don't have a center, we would use these instead. Because there's 2 different equations, one would be horizontal and vertical. This is horizontal, and that's the standard equation for horizontal. This is for the vertical, and we also have the equation for when we use vertical. Let's start our first problem. Find the standard form for this problem. So let's start plotting them in the graph. I will label each with F and V for foci and vertices for clarification. Here we have these. Since it's plotted in this way, we would have a vertical. And this is our standard equation for vertical. So we have to find A and B. Vertices is A units from the center, and foci is C units from the center. So this is what you would get. You would divide each by 2, and you get 3 and 4 for A. So you just have to count the spaces on the graph in order to get A and B. To find the center, you would just look at the graph, and it has to be right in the center between foci. So you'll just count, which is 8 spaces, and then you plot it, giving us the center of 2 and -1. Keep in mind, C is the center of the foci, and A is the center of the vertices. Also, we need A squared and B squared, so we just have to put it to the second power, and A would be 9 and B would be 16. So now we have to find B squared. So we'll just have to follow this formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. And then all we gotta do is just plug in the numbers, and we'll get 7 equals B. So now we have A, B, and C. So we can start plugging it in the standard form. And it would give us our answer, which is this. Don't get too nervous about the symbol. It's just meaning positive or negative. So positive or -3, positive or -6. Let's find just how we did before, A and C in the same process, which is this. So C squared plus A squared, equals A squared plus B squared, and this is what you'll get. You'll get B in this way, just how we did last time. So now, since we don't have a center because it's 0, 0, this is how our equation will look like. Now we're on to our final, and we have to find our center. This is without graph how we format it. Center equals H and K, we plug it in, and we divide by 2, and this should give us 6, 0. Now we have to find A and C. So we have to take 3 and 9 for A squared, which equals 6. And for C squared, we have to take 12 minus 0 and divide each by 2, and we should get our answer. Now we plug in using the same method we used before, and that should give us 27 equals B squared. Now all that's left is to plug in our standard form, just like we did before. And remember, HK is 6, 0. So H would be 6, K would be 0. Now all we have to do is just plug it in. So X minus 6, put that in parentheses, put a 2, divided by 9 minus Y minus 0, put a 2 on the top, divided by 27, and that should always equal 1. So that's all for the lesson, and thanks for watching.